Guys, as soon as I finished that video, the indictment was basically unsealed. Huh, all right. A lot of information, guys. I mean, exactly what we thought was going on the whole time is exactly what he's being charged with, guys. So it seems like the U.S. Attorney of Manhattan was basically paying attention for the entirety of the time. I'm glad, right? I mean, if all of these things are true, then he definitely belongs underneath the jail, because I'm not sure he'll see much time in like public though, but yeah. But all right, let's go. Let's see where this takes us, guys. I mean, I have a couple of conspiracy theories going on too. I would like to know, actually. All right, one question here. Generally, people like this don't get caught. He's a billionaire, right? They don't really get brought up, you know, on charges like this. It's almost like he didn't pay someone, or like this, like something happened behind this allegedly, right? Something allegedly happened. And we just don't know. Will we ever know? Nope. All we know is that he was arrested in a hotel lobby yesterday.
Hey, I'm Hallie, and tonight we are learning in just the last few minutes that a federal judge is now refusing to grant Sean Diddy Combs bail. Instead, he's going straight to jail tonight after Diddy pleaded not guilty to charges of trafficking and racketeering. Want to show you some of these brand new court sketches coming into us, like literally in the last 90 seconds. This is Combs in court after prosecutors arrested him at a hotel in Manhattan. It's where he's apparently been living for weeks, according to what a person familiar with the move tells NBC News. All of it a tipping point now in that sprawling federal investigation into the superstar's alleged years of crimes dating back to 2009. As we're just getting in some new and deeply disturbing details about the allegations against him and what looks like a massive criminal operation. Allegedly,
all right, guys.
At least 50 victims and witnesses.
Okay, so here's the thing. What we do know is that he pretty recently knew that this was coming. His lawyer basically, you know, told him all this information, and what he did was leave wherever he was before and move temporarily back to New York, knowing that this was coming down on him. So basically, he kind of gave himself up. He wasn't going to run or anything. And obviously, he was doing this specifically so he could be given a bail. But at the same time, do you really want to give a billionaire bail? I don't know, right? I don't know if that's a great idea, right? But he was obviously most likely hoping that that would be the case. Hence the reason why he himself moved himself to Manhattan specifically to go to jail, basically. But all right, let's get it.
What looks like a massive criminal operation, allegedly. At least 50 victims and witnesses so far. And at the center of it, these hours and days-long acts known as, in their words, freak-offs that Combs supposedly orchestrated to abuse his victims.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the performances, which he called freak-offs. And he often electronically recorded them.
Prosecutors say Combs punched and kicked his victims to try to keep them under control.
And we definitely have seen that one regarding the Cassie video in the hotel.
He'd also, they say, filled them up with drugs like ketamine and ecstasy for long periods of times, even using incriminating records to try to manipulate his victims. Prosecutors say they discovered this wide range of evidence against Combs in several raids. They found things, they say, like AR-15s, narcotics, more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricants. We should note here that an attorney...
That's a lot of motion, bro. I'm just gonna be honest. That's a lot of motion. I have no idea what you're planning with the baby oil, bro. But like, I mean, if you weren't guilty, you wouldn't have that much baby oil. Allegedly. Okay. I don't know a single person who needs that much. Okay. For anything. Is it like massages, maybe, guys? I don't understand the need.
Attorney for Combs says that he, I'm quoting here, will fight this with all of his energy. His team is already planning to appeal the bail ruling, meaning they will be back in court tomorrow, as Combs has, as we mentioned, pleaded not guilty. We've got team coverage. Laura Jarrett standing by with the legal analysis piece of it. But I want to start outside court with Julia Ainsley, because, Julia, this went fairly late into the day. I know you've been at the courthouse as a judge, as we've just learned, is denying this request for bail. Explain why that is and what else we've learned today.
Yeah, that's right. We were in there for about 2 hours as the Justice Department from the Southern District of New York laid out their case, very similar to what you saw in the indictment, saying why he should not be released, because they say that he is a flight risk, he could leave the country, and also that he has a history of obstructing justice. They also pointed to how serious these crimes were, that with previous allegations of trafficking like R. Kelly and Jeffrey Epstein, the judges also denied bail in that case. But
I mean, wait a second. Did they purposely like stack it against him? I mean, I get it. He's a bad guy here, right? But is the judge a woman? Oh no, bro, you about to be done.
trafficking, like,
I mean, you were done before, but now you're about to be another level of done.
R. Kelly and Jeffrey Epstein, the judges also denied bail in that case. But his defense laid out a very lengthy rebuttal to all of that. We heard them say that this is different from Jeffrey Epstein and R. Kelly because there are no minors being alleged in the indictment here. They also say that these acts were consensual, and they point to victim
How can a minor consent to
number one, who's named over and over again, who they say is someone was in a 10-year relationship with Combs that was toxic but consensual. They said that this person actually tried to sell this same story as book rights to Combs to try to get it out of the media's eye, but instead when he refused, then this civil lawsuit came up. But the judge ultimately said that he could not be released because he is a danger, he has a history of substance abuse and anger issues, and she really drilled down on the fact that after those civil allegations came out last November, he talked to multiple women who he knew during that period and who he apparently tried to change their narrative so they wouldn't go forward and continue testifying or being witnesses to some of these acts that were alleged in the civil complaint and then were again put in the indictment today. And so she said in order to keep that from happening and really to end trafficking, since that can happen behind closed doors, it was best to keep him detained without bond.
Okay, basically he's rich and potentially he would try to escape. We kind of knew that. I mean, that's kind of the thing. That's what happens with rich people, right? But at the same time, I don't think that he's going to try to escape. He's excessively noticeable, but still, I'm glad that he has no bail.
Julia, it is, I think for a lot of folks, they will find this stunning considering that Diddy, right, Sean Combs, has been previously one of the most successful music superstars in the world. Just a year ago, he was handed a key to New York City. Now here we are, after months of this being out in the public, these allegations being made public, his denials. He's potentially facing 15 years to life in prison. What does the timeline look like here?
Well, we understand that tomorrow they'll try to appeal the judge's decision. His defense will do that tomorrow at 3:30. They'll meet again next week for a conference, and then perhaps we'll be looking at a trial early next year. But Hallie, I have to say what you said there was also striking. I mean, I watched him today sitting there very humbly in court in a black T-shirt, nodding along with his defense, otherwise just looking very stoic, straight ahead at the judge. It's hard to imagine this is the same man, but the timeline is also staggering. It's one thing to think, oh, that was something that happened a long time ago, but the prosecution today said that these acts, what they're calling sex trafficking and coercion, all continued up until this year, Hallie, and started as far back as 2009. So this was not a brief window.
Julia Ainsley live for us there outside court in New York. Can you just give a sense really quickly, Julia, before I let you go? Is it just a scene there? I mean, I have to imagine, given who Sean Combs is, it is just a crush of cameras, a crush of people.
It is. It's been really crowded today, and there have been people who've been driving by, sometimes screaming "Free Diddy." Someone else stood up earlier and said,
"But what type of person? What type of person are you? You know what this man is accused of, and in your head." In your head, you're like, you know what? Listen, I want to go ahead and stereotypically embody the trash aspects of the culture, guys, right? And say, you know what? Free the man that has done all these terrible things, allegedly. Nah, bro. I think we need to, before you start making T-shirts for this man, please, I beg of you. I beg of you. All right? Let's hear it. Let's hear it out. Okay? Let's see where this goes before you start making the T-shirts. Don't make the T-shirts yet. Okay? Don't do that. We don't need that. All right? If he did these things, he belongs exactly where he is. Listen, we saw that video with Cassie. I'm sorry, bro. When someone is running, you don't chase them in a towel down the hallway with no shirt on and drag them back to your lair, bro. All right? You don't do that. But the fact that you did that and we saw it on video. Imagine what we didn't see on video. Okay, that's all I have to say. Allegedly. Okay, that's all I have to say to that. I have to say, I have to say a couple more things, but I just want you guys to know, okay, like, let that man sit where he is until we find out the actual truth, because based off of that video, he kind of belongs there. Yeah. If that was my daughter, bro, yeah, you belong there, bro. That's where, sit there for a second.
Tupac would be ashamed of Diddy. It's been a lot of people, a lot of public interest here. I will say the court wasn't as crowded as I thought, but still nearly full, and also full of his friends and family who came out.
Thanks for watching.
All right, I guess that was it. I should have just waited. Apologies. But again, no complaints about where he is. Right? I like the music. Is that a train? That is a train. Anyway, right? I like the music, right? I mean, I grew up listening to it. I grew up in New York in the 90s, right? As a child, I was 95. I was, like 8. But that's the point is imagine. So I grew up in the peak bad boy era. Okay, I get it, right? I still listen all the time. If you can make me change my music, that's gonna be a no. Right? But the person is terrible. I have to separate the art from the person, bro. So, let me tell you, okay? Let me tell you, look, if that was my daughter, bro, I'd be there with him. Well, no, I wouldn't be there with him, but you get what I'm saying. He wouldn't be there. But that's the point. That's not the point here, guys. All right? Listen. Protect the people in your family. Even if they're not your family, bro, protect someone who looks like they don't have the ability to protect themselves. And at that instance, in that video, Cassie could not protect herself, bro. Okay. Obviously not. She was running. She was running to get as far away from whatever animal that was chasing her. That's what it looked like, bro. Okay. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. Allegedly. Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.